This is our first mentee from India. We also have a mentee from Brazil from last session and this session. So this is, things are virtual now, and so this makes it possible. So she's our first mentee from India, Smriti M. I want to say that the time difference between India and the US is a half a day. So kudos to both her and her mentor, Mona, for making it work. I mean, the same goes more or less for Lauren and Nikita as well. But Lauren has done this before. so with that, I'd like to invite Mona or Manaswi, Manaswi, or she likes to be called Mona, to introduce Smriti Minhas.
Thank you, Ira. Hi, everyone. My name is Manaswi. I go by Mona sometimes. And so these past few months, I've had the opportunity to mentor Smriti Minhas. She's an 11th grade student from MGN Public School in Punjab, India. So Smriti's, like Ira mentioned, she's the first mentee to participate in Magic, who's also based out of India. She handled the challenges that come up from being in a different time zone very admirably throughout the entire summer. I was incredibly impressed right from the beginning. Before joining Magic this summer, Smriti had already gained some exposure to programming through classes she had taken in school based in Java and Python. And she's generally shown a high aptitude for her math, science, and computer science courses. And so this summer, she wanted to create an application that would serve as a scheduling tool for her aunt's counseling service. So I will let her talk more about this, but her project was based out of MIT App Inventor, through which she learned block programming. She got some exposure to tools like GitHub, database programming, Android app design, all of which she will cover. And outside of school, Smriti also enjoys badminton, swimming, and community service. She recently participated in a STEM competition conducted out of the University of Waterloo. So I'm really excited to see what she does next, and I will pass it on to Smriti.
Hi everyone. Now I'd love to introduce my awesome mentor, Manaswi. Okay, so here. Mona studied computer science and psychology at Wellesley, and she graduated in 2019. Right now, she's working as a software engineer at Moody's Analytics, and she's also completing her part-time master's in computer science from the University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign. She's from Chicago, IL, but she also lived in Boston and NYC. And she loves to cook and bake desserts, run and swim in her spare time. So this summer, me and my mentor worked on a simple but unique project. The project I worked on is an app with the name GR Counseling Services. It's a scheduling app, and I got the chance to have a client for my app. My client is my aunt, Jyoti Rana. She is a registered clinical counselor in British Columbia, Canada. And the JR in the app's name are the counselor's name's initial, and the me and which allows the clients to book appointments, and we did incorporate a
We seem to have lost audio and video, maybe, from Smriti.
Sorry for that, I'm back.
Yeah, okay.
I apologize.
That's okay.
Smriti, I think you may want to turn off your video. Yeah, your audio is breaking up.
Oh, yeah, thank you. My project, it's a unique application told before by my mentor. It serves as a tool that GR Clinical Counseling can use to track their clients and appointments. It's a scheduling app for the clinical counselor, which is my aunt. It allows the admin to add new appointments, make changes in time and date, view them in an ordered manner, and delete appointment slots. I'm sorry, I think I lost the access to changing the slides.
I think you can just say next slide and Ian can do it for you.
Oh, thank you so much. So me and my mentor first started with the designing of the app for the counselors clients. We made the login and the sign up screen for the clients and got it connected to Firebase. Later, we decided to shift our approach to the admin's app instead. So the initial designs are like the starting of the story. And then we further have the final designs. The final design came out to be real cool and splendid. The background image, personally for me, it's a really cool and soothing view for the eyes, and mine because it is light green leaves and pink blossoms on a white background. The home screen here welcomes the admin, which is my aunt, with a question like what's on your mind today. And we have then the 4 options for get my appointments, add new appointment, delete appointment, and book new appointments. They're all we'll see the working of these screens further in the upcoming demo. And there we have the back button in every screen to go back to the home screen whenever needed. So here we have the final design for all of these screens. Through this project, I learned a lot of new skills. And one of them is Android app development. I was really into app development, and I'm euphoric that I could work on a project with my mentor. And the second is MIT App Inventor. This was recommended to my mentor by Ira, and I'm grateful for the same. It sounds like I'm promoting it, but even with some of its silly bugs, it's the best app inventor I could work on as a beginner. I love working on the design of the app with my mentor. And another thing is block programming. I learned and did all of the original block programming for every screen's buttons and layouts with my mentor, which is another new thing I got introduced to. Another thing was database, because all of the data of the appointments and slots had to be managed somewhere. So advanced database programming, which I got introduced for the first time again. I worked with Google Firebase, which is exceptionally user-friendly. And I've decided to use it in every further project I work on in high school or even after that. And yes, GitHub. My mentor was well versed with GitHub, so she guided me all through and recommended me to use it further in my projects. I learned how to integrate, refract, and reuse the code that has already been written for the purpose of learning as well as saving time. This is something really cool, and I wish to keep using it and learn all of its function. It really thrills me. So yeah, the reason why I chose MIT App Inventor out of all the others was because of its drag and drop screen, companion, and emulator, which makes it easy for us to view all the changes in the screen while we're working along on the designer or the block system of it. And I chose Firebase instead of the tiny database, which is already incorporated within MIT, because Firebase is like the best platform for regular updates and adjustments, keeping in mind the future work and extension I wish to work on. And it has several buckets or data stores which can be added within one database. And yeah, it was a great opportunity to learn a new Google app, so why leave it? And now about the future work. Although I've created a full app which the counselor can use to track her appointments, I would also love to create an app for the clients to book appointments according to the counselor's schedule. The old clients can log into their account, and the new clients can create new accounts, and which all the information about this will be with the counselor, and the data of all accounts will be connected with the admin's data Firebase. And another cool thing is Google Map integration for in-person counseling at the counselor's office, which I would like to add into the client-side app. And this is the login screen and the calendar view for the future work. Talking about my magical experience, it was a first-time experience for me in app development, and connecting with my mentor was fun because it is remote learning, and yes, the time zone especially It was fun learning about the user's experience and the design part of creating an application, which thing I hadn't explored in as much depth in my past programming assignments. And the most exciting part was the real life utility for this app. And another lessons that I learned, one of them is the open source programs out of GitHub, which are really useful, and they're a great resource to give you a startup on your project. And some of the challenges I faced were time management, definitely due to school studies, and the time zone difference as well, but it worked out real well. This is my demo. This is the opening of the home screen of the admin app, and on opening it displays JR Counseling Services. So let's start with the first step, which is add new appointment according to the counselor schedule. Here, the admin is asked to pick the date and the time for the session and click on insert in order to save it. This way, the admin can save the slot she's willing to take a session in. Let's add 3 appointments. Say 31st August from the date picker and a time, maybe 9:30 from the time picker. And when you click on insert, it saves the date and time selected and it displays it in the list view. Let's have 2 more dates, 31st August and (11 a.m.). So here's next, the third date appointment is 2nd September, and maybe 9:30 again. So here we have 3 appointments in the detailed list view. Now on going back to the home screen, we can go on book an appointment screen, and it allows the admin to fill in the name of the client for the particular session time. So let's select 31st August, and then it displays the appointments for that date. Now we can select the appointment and also write the appointee name for that particular session. Let's say David. And then click on add. Instead of Waken, it will write David as the name for the appointee. And let's keep Rosie for this one. So the basic things are filled in now. So let's see the appointments for a date. Back to the home screen, and we go on Get My Appointments screen, which is for seeing all the appointments for a particular date. Here we can pick a date through the date picker and then view the appointments. Let's say 31st August, so we get to see all the appointments for that particular date. And for 2nd September, the date, the name shown is still vacant because we did not fill in the appointee name yet. And now when going on delete appointment, which allows the admin to delete an appointment. Let's try it out. So here we select the date for probably 31st or 2nd September. You can click on the appointment and delete appointment. It says appointment deleted successfully. So that's it. Thank you. And any questions?
Thanks, Smriti. We have time for one question actually, because we ran over a little bit. I do notice that your client is on the call. If she has any questions, Jyoti, I see you on the call, and I know that Smriti has built this app for you. Either you or anybody else. One question. I'll ask a question actually, since nobody seems to have a question. Have you tried this app with your aunt? Has Jyoti tried it, and what kind of feedback have you gotten? Have you gotten more requirements other than the clients being able to use it, making something for the client end as well?
We haven't tried it yet, but I was in touch with her all the time for the selection of the app icon and everything. But because we were still working on it till the very end, because of the time frame. But yes, after this presentation, she'll definitely try it out. I'll give her the QR code, and yeah, she'll try it out after this.
Amazing work, congrats. And
Thank you.
we move on to the